Hey there, welcome to the Beginner's Keyboard series. In Beginner's Keyboard series, we have 10 lessons in total which are connected to each other. So this is the very first lesson that we are going to start with. Before starting with the first lesson, let me tell you that these Beginner's Keyboard series, the lessons are connected to each other. All the 10 lessons are connected to each other, so you don't have to skip any lesson in between. These lessons are not meant for watching purpose, so make sure you have your keyboard instrument and a notebook and a pen ready so that we can have a good start with your musical journey. Hey there, this is Mohak Shamani and you're watching musicandmohak.com, the place where all the music lovers come to get started with their music journey with us. So let's learn the layout of the keyboard. Before even starting with the notes, let's understand what's the basic structure of the keyboard is, what's the basic layout of the keyboard is. So as you know, the keyboard consists of white and black keys, and black keys are in a set of 2 and 3. If you kindly observed throughout your keyboard, the black keys are in a set of 2 and 3 throughout, and there is a gap between these two. Now, this entire set is called as an octave. So it starts from this note, wherein there is a white key which is before the set of 2 black keys, and the white keys after the set of 3 black keys. This entire set is called as an octave. Remember, this entire thing is called as an octave. So let's quickly understand how many octaves are there in the given image. So if you kindly observe, the octave starts from here before the set of 2 black keys, and it ends over here after the set of 3 black keys. So basically, this is the first octave. Coming to the next octave, as you know, it starts before the set of 2 black keys and it ends after the set of 3 black keys. So this comes your second octave. Similarly, we have the third octave, the fourth octave, and the fifth octave. There are 5 octaves in a typical standard keyboard. So this is a typical standard keyboard wherein you have 5 octaves. So this is your first octave wherein it starts before the 2 black keys and it ends after the set of 3 black keys. And this is your second octave. This is your third octave. This is your fourth octave. And this is your fifth octave. Here you have an extra key over here. So this is a set of 5. These are the set of 5 octaves in a typical standard keyboard. However, few keyboards have 3, 4 or 7 octaves in them. Let's take an example with images. So you have the 3 octave keyboard. Like most probably the kids usually play with these type of keyboards. So you can basically say this is a toy keyboard. But if you want to start with both the hands, this keyboard is not recommendable for you because you require at least 5 octaves in order to start with both the hands. Then you have the 4 octave keyboard, and then you have the 7 octave keyboard. So let's understand what is the difference between a keyboard and a piano. So many students get confused over here. They think that piano and keyboard is same, but that's not the case. I'll have to explain you everything, what makes a piano different from a keyboard and what makes a keyboard different from a piano. So let's learn about the piano first. There are 3 primary types of piano. So the first one is the upright piano. The second one is the grand piano, and the third one is the digital piano. Okay, coming back to the previous slide. Now carefully notice these kind of pianos you must have watched in movies or cartoons or in any shows. also in the airports, right? This is called as the grand piano, which is usually found in the concert hall, in the malls, in the airports, or also in the bungalows. It requires a huge amount of space and huge amount of investment because it's slightly expensive. Not slightly, it's the most expensive amongst all the other sort of pianos. So this is the upright piano. This is the grand piano. Okay. Now, what is the difference between a piano and a keyboard? A piano is basically an acoustic instrument. Now, if I say an acoustic instrument, it means that you do not require an electric force to produce the sound. It happens on the basis of when you press the key, the hammer hits the string and the string produces the sound. So basically, can you see these strings over here given? So these strings, so for example, if I press the key over here, I press one key over here, there are hammers to each keys. For example, if there are 88 keys on a grand piano, there will be 88 hammers. Okay. So when you press the key, there is a hammer down here. The hammer will come up and it will hit the string. The string will vibrate, and due to that vibration, the sound is produced. So this is called as an acoustic instrument because you do not require an electric force in order to produce the sound. The sound is being produced by the vibration of the strings. Similarly, for upright piano also, the same thing happens. When you press the key, the hammer hits the string and the string vibrates, and due to that vibrations, the sound is produced. But it is not in the case of digital piano. So in the case of digital piano, what happens is you do not have the string, you do not have the hammer. So a digital piano will require an electric source through which the sound is produced. Same goes for keyboard, right? So what is the difference between a keyboard and a digital piano? The difference is only about the size and the pedal. So in keyboard you do not have a pedal, but obviously you can you can attach an external pedal to it. Now what do you mean by pedal? So can you see these three pedals over here? These are known as pedals. Over here, the rightmost is the sustain pedal, which means when you press that pedal and when you press the key, the sound will be sustained through for a longer period of time. That's the sustain pedal. You don't need to get more into the details, but this is the basic idea. So you have basically three types of piano, that is upright, grand, and the digital one. Okay. A piano is an acoustic instrument with weighted keys, whereas keyboard is an electric instrument requiring a power source with unweighted lighter keys than a piano. Now, what do you mean by weighted keys? Weighted keys basically means the harder you press the key, the louder will be the sound. The softer you press the key, the softer will be the sound. Okay, so in case of keyboard also you have that function called as touch response, wherein if you press the keys louder, harder, the louder will be the sound, and if you press the key softer, the softer will be the sound. So the sound of the keyboard or piano depends upon the intensity of the hit on the keyboard. Okay, so over here it is written unweighted keys, lighter keys, but in modern keyboard you will see weighted keys as well. The keys of the piano are weighted, and the more pressure you put to it, the more sound would come. The less pressure you put to it, the less sound would come. However, in modern keyboards also you get this function called as touch response or touch senses in some of the cases. So in that case also, the more pressure you put, the more sound would come. The less pressure you put, the less sound would come. Okay, now I have a complete control over the sound of the piano or a keyboard if you have a touch response function. So the more pressure I want to put, I can put it, and gradually I can also less down the pressure. So this is how it goes. For example, if I play a piece, just listen to it. I am putting more gradually increasing and getting louder. So this is how the piano instrument or the keyboard instrument works. This is a digital piano that I have, and these are having the weighted keys. Do you know that there are 88 keys on a piano? Because it is having 7 octaves, few more keys, which comes to around 88 keys in total. So this was about the first lesson. In this lesson we understood about the instrument. To sum it up, we learned the white keys, the black keys, what are octaves, what is the difference between a keyboard and a piano, what are weighted keys. We haven't touched the instrument till now, but we are going to be soon starting with the instrument. It was very important for you to understand what are the basic terminologies, what about everything that you need to know about the instrument before you even start playing the instrument. In order to stay consistent with your musical journey, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get posted each time when we post the video on YouTube. So after this lesson, you're going to be watching the second lesson, and make sure you complete all the 10 lessons to understand the basics of the keyboard instrument. And that was the first lesson of Beginners Keyboard series. Happy practicing.